Excellent. I think we're going to make a start. Just set up. We're going live. This is going live to LinkedIn. So thanks for those joining on LinkedIn. If you've got any questions or want to be a part of the session, it's not too late. Head over to leadeth.io/masterclass. That will take you to the links that you need so you can join the interactive session. So just a quick introduction. We've got a guest speaker today, so an exclusive session. Just as we start the next 13 weeks of Lead Gen Masterclasses, delighted to have Christopher Lamotte, a distinguished professional, and he's got a rich background in digital marketing and also business strategy. Christopher, he's the founder and principal consultant at Real Marketing Specialists. I've known Chris probably for, I reckon probably about a year now or so. You've been kind of lingering in the background with Leadeth, and you're also a Leadeth client, so utilizing the Leadeth sales engagement platform for your own business as well. But 25 years of experience, Christopher, he is a wealth of knowledge, experience in all sorts of different sectors, ranging from property, technology, tourism, and also e-commerce, which I know a little bit about e-commerce as well. He's known for his strategic acumen and ability to transform complex challenges into really straightforward, successful marketing solutions. And his approach will combine both practical, results-driven methodologies, and he's got a very deep understanding of different digital marketing dynamics. So welcome, Christopher. Great to have you with us. Really looking forward to this masterclass on transforming, your marketing, which is the title. So yeah, if anyone's got any questions for Chris, please feel free to head down to the Q&A section in sessions, and that's where we can, we can answer those questions. If appropriate, I'll step in and ask Chris the question. But Chris has got a little slide deck for us, half an hour or so, and then we'll open up some Q&A afterwards. So all yours, Christopher, and welcome.
Thank you very much. And I'll share my slides, if that's all right.
Yeah, please do.
Right. Can you see that okay?
Yeah, we can see it.
Right. Okay. And I can now see you, so that's great. Just get rid of one or two things. Right. Okay. Welcome, everybody, and thank you very much for giving up your time to get engaged with my little masterclass, which I've called Transform Your Marketing. I've actually, Alex described the company name was Real Marketing Specialists. I changed it about 6 months ago to Real Marketing Transformation. And there is a reason for that. But anyway, so Transform Your Marketing is a relevant title. And what very brief introduction. I'm a full service marketing consultant, from strategy to multi-channel execution of campaigns. And I'm going to cover 7 ways to transform your marketing with one key theme and 6 other themes. So this is a quick poll to get us started. What are your top marketing challenges? And tick as few or as many of these as you want. Hopefully you can see the poll. Can you see it, Andrew? Emma, can you see it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think Andrew perhaps can't see it.
Might need to come out and come back in, Andrew, possibly.
Yeah, should I just refresh the page?
Yeah, give that a whirl, see if that works. So far, we've got 3 votes in. Feel free to vote yourself, Chris.
It worked me out.
4 votes. Any more for any more? Shelley, welcome. Thanks for joining us. We're just kicking off here with a poll. Feel free to let us know what your top marketing challenges are. We'll share the results shortly.
Sure.
Okay, that's the poll bit, and this is the results.
So clearly it's a fairly small sample, but we've got most voting for not enough time for marketing, and then equal votes for all the others except SEO. So that's for sales pitch and selling messages, website underperforming, marketing tech, small marketing budget, that marketing skills. So that's interesting, and thank you for that. So I'm going to move on to, the marketing challenges that my clients come to me with. And I find there are recurring themes over and over again, and they're not far away from those in the poll. But sales pitch and selling messages are weak. Over and over again, people come to me with websites that are underperforming, and very often they've fallen out with their web designer. And some approach me because they're having issues with being found on Google, or quite often actually with their SEO consultant. And one recently was struggling with Google Ads. And generally SEO and Google Ads are seen as complex, sometimes mysterious and expensive. Lack of marketing budget comes up quite a lot, but I would say a small budget is still a budget, and a lack of marketing skills, but particularly strategy, comes up pretty often. So they're confused about marketing, or certainly about certain areas of marketing, and they don't know what to focus on. So what's the real problem? The real problem is that they don't have a clear, solid marketing strategy. And some research by Chartered Institute of Marketing confirms this, that leaders at small businesses spend less than an hour a month on strategy, typically. So in some ways, marketing's never offered as many opportunities as it does now, but it's also never been so complex. And partly because of that, strategy is being ignored. And here are some other consequences of not having a clear strategy. Products, and this is particularly service products, are poorly presented and productized or packaged up. Prices and margins tend to be low. Websites are very often not really their digital marketing hub with everything else feeding off it. They're not using the right, most effective channels. And it used to be that I would say that they weren't using enough channels, but actually sometimes companies are using too many channels now because there are so many. And for instance, if you're trying to be on 4 social media channels, you might be far better off on 2. They also, as a result of not having a clear strategy, their market positioning is fuzzy, and they can't build a brand, even if it's a local and niche brand. and marketing tends to be seen as a cost instead of an investment. And the result of not having this marketing strategy is that they are going in different directions, so they may well be stressed, unhappy, and badly rewarded for all their hard work. And overall, their business grows slowly and it can't achieve its full potential. So why do you need a clear written marketing strategy? Because businesses with a clear written marketing strategy, according to these two surveys by CoSchedule and HubSpot, report 4 to 5 times more success than businesses without a written marketing strategy and plan. And research by McKinsey and Bain & Co. confirms that for your business to outperform against competitors, you need to be excellent at marketing. And a marketing strategy provides a roadmap and solid foundations for your business and its success. It helps you achieve your goal. So the approach should be strategy first, tactics second. And there are a few links in this presentation to articles on my website, but you can click on them when I send you copies of the slides afterwards. I'm just going to go into the next one. Right, this is a slightly more of an introduction as to what I do. I'm a chartered marketer, a growth coach, and if I was meeting you, my business card describes myself as a marketing evangelist. And that's because I really believe that you've got to get your marketing right to succeed as a business. I aim to transform my clients' businesses with holistic professional marketing consultancy and growth coaching. My clients benefit from 30 years of experience, and I've supported about 250 businesses with advanced multi-channel marketing. And in terms of what I do, it's from developing clear practical strategies, increasing their prices and profits, repackaging products, and creating high-ranking converting websites, and also raising profiles and making sales with content, PR, LinkedIn, email, and video marketing. So this is just a sample of my clients, and all of them are in the UK, mostly in Edinburgh and the Lothians, and some in the south of England. So All Simple Internet was in Kent, and Inspire Medilaw near Oxford. So as Alex was saying, quite a variety, and they range from executive coaches and consultancies, private schools and technology companies, to e-bike businesses, food and drink businesses, architects and surveyors, construction companies, and historic events venues. So anyway, I've got quite an eclectic background. So how do you create a marketing strategy? A good way to do this is to start by reviewing your marketing over the last 1 to 3 years. Then collect feedback from your customers using surveys, and sometimes as a shortcut, it's amazing what you can do from reviews, the likes of Google reviews, and use that to help you develop a profile of your ideal customers. You can learn an awful lot from competitors. So I always look at, analyze 3 to 5 competitors for my clients, and they needn't be direct competitors. They could be competitors who you admire, or even in an area that's related, but not exactly in your niche. And I use that to understand their marketing strategy and to learn from them, get ideas, not necessarily to steal their ideas, but to stimulate my own ideas. You also need to understand your brand values, and you should review and improve your overall business model. So that means from looking at your products, your pricing, digitization, and examples of business models which you're probably familiar with are freemium, like LinkedIn or SurveyMonkey or MailChimp, to subscription. And in fact, quite a few of the companies I've just mentioned then move to subscription models. Clearly there are plenty of bricks and clicks, and a lot of other business models. But if you're reviewing your strategy, it's really good to look at your business model and see what you can do to improve it. So then you can create a strategic marketing plan, and what I tend to do is with a separate action plan. And again, a couple of links to articles. And this is the approach that I take to developing a marketing strategy. And it takes the classic approach to strategy development, and I've speeded it up and simplified it so that it works for SMEs and can work for startups and some very small businesses. And I've created about 50 marketing plans for 50 different companies over the last 5 or 6 years. And what this is a disciplined thinking process that goes through the areas mostly that I've already discovered. So marketing review, research, starting to work on the strategy and the strategic options, and developing that at a workshop and brainstorming session, and then creating the strategic marketing plan and the separate action plan. And the way I do it is my strategic marketing plans are short on words, and they tend to be very graphic, because it's much faster to do it that way, and it actually works better. And then you need to get on to execute your plan. So yeah, excellent execution is essential. There's no point in having a plan and it gathering dust or being implemented slowly or badly. And to execute your plan really well with discipline, you do need to do it in a disciplined way, and you can inject creativity and magic, but keep it on strategy. So you stick to your strategy. So who's equipped to do your implementation? And one of the challenges is that many in-house marketing teams, particularly, they may be able to operate with certain channels, but strategy is often lacking. And it's partly because there are so many channels now that tends to be too much focus on individual channels and not enough on strategy. And as part of the execution, you need to have a selection of key performance indicators or marketing metrics. And having that will help you move from if you didn't have this before, a marketing cost mindset to a marketing investment mindset. And remember, marketing is your biggest lever in your business, so you need to harness its multiplier effect. So I'm now going to get into, I've really just focused on marketing strategy so far, and marketing strategy is the most important area to get right first. I've now picked on a few other themes, 5 other themes, which I believe are important. There are effectively 3 main ways to grow your business. One is increase the number of customers you have. Second, increase their average spend. And thirdly, get customers to buy from you more regularly. You won't necessarily want to do all of those, but you might want to do 1 or 2 of them. And small improvements in any of these areas result in substantial growth. And for instance, if you increased each of these by 10%, then you get a 30% increase in sales. And what's appropriate depends on your business and your strategy. So I'm now going to look at importance of having a clear, powerful sales pitch. As you may well know, you need to ensure that your sales pitch or your value proposition articulates really well what you do and makes you stand out. And by stand out, I mean it needs to articulate your USP or your competitive advantage or differential advantage. And you should base it on research and feedback, particularly from your clients. And you want to ensure that it's unique, clear, and true. Or if it's not completely true, that's the direction you're aiming to go in. And that's particularly relevant for startups. But actually in practice, an awful lot of value propositions or sales pitches are bland, boring, and copycat. And if you see them, they really don't tell you very much, or they could be any companies. So your value proposition needs to answer the question, why should I buy from you and not your closest competitor? And to do this well, you need to really understand what your customers are buying from you, what their problems are, their emotional needs, and their desires. And a good approach is to have your sales pitch or your longer value proposition, which it might be the equivalent of a 1-minute pitch, and then have 2 shorter versions, an elevator pitch and a one-liner. So that's a good formula, I find. So I'm now going to talk about conversion rates, and you probably heard of conversion rate optimization. But what is quite curious is that conversion rates often aren't given enough attention. They're sometimes overlooked, and a huge amount of effort goes into marketing and generating leads, but not nearly as much effort goes into conversions. But that's a real error, because the return from improving your conversion rates can be really huge. So if you and very often it's not very costly. So if you double your conversion rates, you can halve your acquisition costs per new customer. And good, you might find that on your, I don't know if you know what your conversion rates are, but you might find that your conversion rates on your website are as little as 1 or 2%. Of visitors to the website contacting you or taking whatever the next step is. it's not hard to double your conversion rate and get it up to 2% or more contacting you. And good e-commerce sites have conversion rates of 5% plus, maybe 5% to 7%. And Amazon's conversion rates are terrifyingly high. Without Amazon Prime, I think they're something like 15%, because Amazon is the everything store and they sell everything. And if you've got Amazon Prime, the conversion rates from people visiting their website to making a purchase can be over 70%, which is unbelievable, really. That's why they're such a monster. So for websites, you want to turn your website into a conversion engine. And a few things that you can do to help improve the conversion rates on your website are: make sure that your sales pitch and your USP are really well articulated in your selling messages. Your website needs to instantly communicate trust. And you can do that in various different ways, but essentially it needs to fit. You need to be aware of the 8-second rule. You've got 8 seconds to get a website visitor's trust and get them to stay on your website. And you can do that through things like offering a guarantee, having plenty of customer testimonials or video testimonials, and potentially using customers' logos. It's also good in terms of conversions to think about having an irresistible offer that is very visible on your website. If you've had media coverage, then you can quote your media coverage. So as seen in, and then have logos of the publications that you've been in. I touched earlier on productizing services, and productization, good productization of your services helps conversion. And then, of course, calls to action have got to be good and effective and good to test them. Alex?
Yeah, just a quick question from Andrew. Is there an adjustment to your approach when you are dealing with a new entity or no history of marketing or a current client base?
Is this for conversion rates? Or maybe I'll assume it's for conversion rates.
No, it's for overall, an overall.
Overall, right, okay. In terms of developing a marketing strategy, process should be the same, except that you're not going to be doing much in the way of reviewing your existing marketing, because you may not have done any existing marketing yet. But otherwise, the approach to research should be largely the same, even if you've got to use prospects rather than customers to do surveys. You can potentially do more on competitor research. And as far as conversion, yeah, I know you still need to have a sales pitch, clearly. And one of the things about developing a sales pitch, and you may well have found this, is that it's not easy and it takes a lot of iterations. So you start off and you have a shot at doing it, and then you improve it and you iterate it and you carry on improving it. But that's important. Your sales pitch is more likely to change and evolve if you're starting up. And as far as conversion rates are concerned, you want to take that into account in your developing your website. So in your website brief and how you construct it. So you want to think about it. So does that help answer some of your question, Andrew?
Yeah, well, I'll get into it. Yeah, there's going to everything's brand new, and it's and there are some questions I'm going to have. For instance, we do not have a lot of competition. That's why we developed our process. So it's going to be interesting.
Right. Well, it would be interesting to learn more about what you're doing. Usually, most companies have got competition. They may not be direct, though. They may be indirect competitors, but it depends on what you're doing. If you haven't got much competition, that's great. Okay, so I'm just going to finish off on this on conversion rates. Very briefly, in sales, for any sales, review your sales process and measure conversions at 1 or 2 stages. And one of the things that, there's an awful lot of talk about the sales funnel and the fact that you need to have multiple contact points with customers before they become a customer, with prospects before they become a customer. Well, actually, it's really good to analyze your sales funnel and see how you can shorten it and speed things up, because you can do that. And a good way, for instance, of doing that is with video landing pages on websites to get people to take the next step. So improving conversion rates tends to be inexpensive, so good to see it as a profit multiplier. And if you can improve your increase your conversion rates twice, double them, then because your overheads don't go up so much, your profits will go up even more. So they could go up 4 times. And I've got a client who has, over the last year or so, and this is more in sales, but they've, by improving their sales process, they've improved their conversion rates from about 15% to over 30%. I'll just find my mouse. Right, this is just an example of goals set up in Google Analytics, where there are multiple contact forms, and this is measuring number of people going to a contact page compared to the number filling out the form. And so good to track. So I'm now going to talk about my next theme for transforming your marketing is embracing the power of email marketing. And we still love email in a way. We certainly use it. And after GDPR came in the UK, a lot of people stopped using email marketing, but it is, as a channel, it has many advantages. It's an owned channel, you own it. It's low cost, it's cost effective, and it delivers a higher return on investment than pretty well any other digital channel. And research from the DMA found that it can deliver an ROA of over 4,000%. So that's $1 invested can be turned into $42. Social media, on the other hand, is much harder to quantify. And I have seen surveys on social media as a sales medium, as a sort of sales channel, and comparing that to email marketing. And email marketing is at least 15 times more effective than many social channels. However, that does depend on whether you're using advertising or posting without advertising. So what's important to get your email marketing working well? Clearly, you need to have a good quality list. It's well worth having the email newsletter coming from an individual, from a person, to personalize your emails and also personalize them with a greeting. Subject lines are incredibly important. I like mixing up designed, branded emails with plain emails. And plain emails can still have very little amount of design in them, but it's more like getting a personal email. You can integrate them with your social media so that when you send out an email newsletter from MailChimp, for instance, it also posts on Instagram and Facebook, and I'm going to call it Twitter. And you can put video into email newsletters and emails. That works incredibly well. And automation is clearly an option. And Alex, I know that with your platform, it allows automation, video automation. And one of the things I like to do is, and it's surprising how many people don't do this, is give email newsletters a name, and so that they've got more personality and they're more fun. And it also helps sign up on websites. So for instance, I'll just name some of the email newsletters I've been involved with. The Winton Wire, Eagle's Eye, Clearer Views. And Clearer Views is for a sash and case window company. Cheese Bites for a fine cheese business. So you can see more about email marketing in the article on my website that you'll get a link to here. So I'm now going to talk about video, and video's the last theme. More and more people are obviously using video, but videos are great for bringing your clients' products and services to life. They are really good for communicating complex services and for helping you get across your USP or your differentiators. They also communicate emotion and subtleties. And videos are great for video testimonials, sales pitches that you put on your website, employee interviews, creating video landing pages for events or a product that you're selling, and also for thought leadership vlogs. And you can, approach I quite often take with clients is to mix up professional and do-it-yourself videos, and with maybe only 10% professional videos and more DIY videos. But you can now, there are quite a lot of platforms that allow you to publish your own branded videos. And one that I use is called Vocal Video, which is good. And then there's also Video Ask, which I think you probably use, Alex. Yeah. And if you're using video, create a YouTube channel and take advantage of the fact that YouTube is the second largest search engine. And when you post videos on there, make sure they're optimized for SEO. So in summary, how to transform your marketing. Have a clear marketing strategy, execute your plan really well. be aware of the three main ways to grow your business and decide which you're going to focus on. Have a powerful sales pitch, and the shorter pitches that I talked about. Focus on conversion rates, embrace email marketing, and harness the power of video. And clearly there's more. I haven't covered everything. I haven't covered search marketing, which could be SEO and Google Ads, content marketing and PR, reviews, AI, or of course LinkedIn. But you may well be using Alex's Leaders platform for LinkedIn outreach. So thank you for listening, and I hope you found that interesting. So for more information, and if you want to grow your business by 20% in up to 3 months, you're welcome to book a virtual coffee with me through that link. I also have a real marketing fitness test, which is effectively a do-it-yourself strategic marketing review that you can do. And I would give you some feedback if you completed one. And check out my 2 main strategy project options that I have, which starts with quick strategy, which is a mere £1,300. So anyway, thank you very much for your time, and I hope you got something out of that.
Well, that's great. Thanks so much, Christopher. So much info there, and start to finish, a whole kind of marketing strategy presented to us on a plate. Feel free to schedule a chat with Chris. Click the button that comes up on your screen there. That'll take you straight to his Calendly page as well. And I'm sure Chris is going to share the slide deck and the links in the meeting. Certainly, I've not heard of the vocal video requester, so I'll have a play with that one, Christopher, and try and do some learning there. Any questions from those of you who've joined us in the live session? Anyone want to throw any questions out there?
Yeah, have you looked at, would you consider an approach of a smaller number, sort of a crawl before you walk before you run type of approach to sort of control how much crap you got to shove through a goose, with regards to support?
Do you mean, sorry, can you just expand on that a wee bit, Andrew?
Well, generally marketing, you're looking at a broad swath, trying to bring as many clients to your product as possible, quickly as possible. Whereas maybe you don't want that approach. You want to learn as you bring them aboard where your strengths and weaknesses are. If you I'm talking about putting your best foot forward and learning what your best foot is. Yeah,
well, you could, when you're starting off, you clearly need to get your first customers, and presumably there's a niche that you want to focus on, and to a degree, you get your first customers, you learn from them, and your whole approach to marketing evolves. So strategies are not set in stone, they evolve. And that's particularly true of a startup, because you've got to start somewhere. And in terms of a strategy, you want to keep it pretty simple to start with. So few channels, but you still need to have a sales pitch. And well, what do you think you need to have? And because I can see your business is called Data Grid, but I don't know much about it.
Yeah. Well, basically, we were an app. We were an app, but now we're a platform. And we actually purged our customer base due to the fact that we could see it was going to be a real problem if we started marketing, due to the support required and the client base we had. Our client base was mostly in the field with dirt under their fingernails. And that's an issue when it comes to support, because, you have to teach these guys how to click a mouse. It's not, it's not conducive to, productivity. So I'm looking at controlling who I market to, and business to business. The platform is basically write your own app without any programming skills, and there's not too many platforms out there that does that. That's why we developed it. Now with the app we had previously that gave me my base in LinkedIn. My base is, it's respectable. I have about 3,000 connections from the old software. The approach I need to have is going to be, I'm looking for the admin, not the guys in the field. The admin that want to build a corporate app that need to have a customized process. And the issue I'm having is that I want to know what my best approach is to these people without blowing my mind on confusing them. This is and the marketing is going to be critical to focus in on those users.
Have you worked out who you think your ideal customers might be?
Well, again, that's part of the learning curve. Yes, we've identified a number of there's a broad spectrum of people. Essentially, you could have I want to start off with a smaller type of operation, that essentially is maybe using anybody who uses Excel, or for instance, that uses it for processing formula for their company documents. Something like that. I can turn that into a mobile app in a few hours, and it can be adjusted. So anybody that finds value in having a mobile app custom to their company, their policies and procedures, that's who I'm after. My base currently, like I'm very well connected in fire life safety in the U.S. Because of my previous app. So, as Alex mentioned, that was low-hanging fruit, and we could leverage that. But the question is, can I leverage to the proper people? And so this is my dilemma.
Well, if you want to have a separate chat on over Zoom, Andrew, so that I can understand a bit more, then very welcome to do that, and just click on the Calendly link, either the one that Alex shared, or there is one in my slide deck which I can share with you. Okay, well, I'm yeah, there you are. Yeah, I've got that. Yeah, okay. I'm in the position now. Well, I'm doing this. I'm ahead of the curve, I guess, on my research, because we're about to, I'd say we're 4 weeks away from ready to market. And this is why I'm in these meetings now and researching who I'm going to be working with. So yeah, I'll definitely click that. And but I was thinking along the lines of combining both Leadith and your services to sort of team up and figure out how to crawl, basically. Yeah. Well, I've worked with startups, and in fact, over the last year, I've had two companies that have come, well, the two clients that have come to me. One, an existing client who wanted to start a new company, and he said, this is what I want to do. I want to create a all trades construction company. I need a name and a marketing strategy. And the other one was you could say a digital transformation startup consultancy for SME manufacturing companies.
How are they doing?
Well, the construction company is doing well. The other one is slow at the moment, but that's partly because she's decided to do other things. Anyway, I would be delighted to have a chat with you, and clearly would have to learn more to.
Yeah, well, that's imperative for me, for someone like you, to understand exactly what we're doing, so you get a good grasp on, where your approach is.
Yeah, well, I've only got a very rough idea from what you've said at the moment, unsurprisingly.
Yeah, I'm not going to waste everyone's time.
No, would be delighted, anyway.
Excellent. Any further questions?
Emma, do you have any questions?
Yeah. Would you recommend a particular company to manage your email marketing, or just do it in-house? Are you using a particular software or anything like that?
I like MailChimp, and I've got about 3 clients who I do email marketing for through using MailChimp. You can do a lot with MailChimp yourself. You can create branded templates, and it's relatively straightforward. However, it's good, I mentioned some of the things you need to think about, and there's some email marketing that's done very well, and others that is just too amateur, and they're missing all sorts of tricks. So, for instance, they don't have first names, so they can't personalize emails, and they send it from info@ rather than sending it from Emma, managing director, or off whatever your company is. So there are all sorts of tricks, but have a read of my article on my website about email marketing, and also if you want to have a chat on over Zoom, then please book a meeting with me, and would be pleased to do that.
Okay, lovely, thank you.
Excellent. Well, I think we should probably wrap up around about there, because I'm going live again in a few minutes with the first lead generation masterclass. Thank you, Christopher. Delighted to kind of have you give up your time and share all these nuggets with us. It's been fantastic, and hopefully some of the participants will tune in and hook up with you, and also those online as well. So thanks everyone for hopping into the call. I'm going to say goodbye for now, and if you're joining me in a few more minutes on the lead generation masterclass, I'll see you on that one.
Thank you very much, Alex. Thank you for the opportunity, and very nice to meet Andrew and everybody else.
You too. See you soon.
Yeah, cheers.
Thank you.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Bye.